Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שברחים גם יחד. 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 How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שברחים גם יחד. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. שלום עליכם, סלאם עליכום. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שברחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 ya, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 ya, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, 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 la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 yay, la, 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 la. Ya, la, la, la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, la, yay, la, 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 la. Ya, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 ya, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la. Yay, la, 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 la.
Welcome, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. We are thrilled to be here together. Earlier today, we made the best decision we could at the time, around midday, trying to read the forecasts and see what the weather would be like around 6 p.m. And as I said, we made the best decision we could at that point. But we are thrilled, and we still have so much to celebrate regardless of where we are, because it's not where we are, it's when we are. And when is right now and is Shabbat. So welcome, everyone, to our beautiful sanctuary. There is so much to celebrate. It's the first time that your expanded, new, full 5-person clergy team is together with our brand new cantor, Becky Mann. And yes, a little welcome. Yes, exactly. And you know Cantor Julia Cadrain, and I'm Rabbi Michael Friedman, and Rabbi Zach Pleasant, and Rabbi Ilana Nemetoff-Bressler. And we have a wedding couple with us, and a little baby to be named, and a brand new driver licensed by the state of Connecticut. And some friends who haven't been back in quite a while, and some friends who are brand new to Temple Israel. And so there's a lot to celebrate this evening. Welcome, and we're so glad you're here. Since I know some of us are very close to one another. I don't mean geographically, I mean emotionally, but others of us have never really met. So we want to invite you to extend a hand, especially to someone who you don't yet know. Introduce yourself, greet them, and wish them Shabbat Shalom. No matter the time of year, we begin Shabbat by bringing even more light, both literally and metaphorically, into our world. And so we're so pleased to invite Art and Jean Levy forward for the honor of lighting our Shabbat candles. And of course, we welcome you who are with us at home via live stream to light your own candles or turn up the lights perhaps a bit, wherever you might be, to bring in the light of Shabbat.
Amen.
It's like we're on the beach. It's the breeze from the beach.
Still not working?
Well, as we are getting these lights lit, thank you, Art and Jean. We are making a transition now into what we call the Kabbalat Shabbat part of our service. Kabbalat Shabbat means welcoming Shabbat. And one of the best ways that we have to welcome Shabbat and to really shake loose whatever the week has brought us is to make some sound together. I think one of the things that's sweet about being here in our home space is that we can hear each other better than we can on the beach. So we want to invite you all to really make some sound. When you sing, you create vibrations inside your body that actually make you feel better. And you don't have to be a good singer or think that you have a good voice to get that benefit. So let's fill this space with the sound of our voices, shake loose the week, welcome in Shabbat. We are going to turn together to page 131 and call up Felix Mann. יעלו שדי בכל אשר בו יעלו שדי איי 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 יעלו שדי בכל אשר בו יעלו שדי איי 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 אז ירננו כל עצי כל עצי אז ירננו כל עצי אז ירננו כל עצי יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי איי 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 יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי איי 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 אז ירננו כל עצי אז ירננו כל עצי אז ירננו כל עצי אז ירננו כל עצי יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי איי 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 יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי איי 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 Page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem, Boachem Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Barchuni leshalom, Barchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem leshalom, Seichem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Pages 138 and 139, a song written by the rabbis of Tzfat in northern Israel as the final rays of the week fluttered into their sanctuary, golden lights bathing everything. And they sang the song of welcome to a Shabbat beloved, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalat b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor Yishmihanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'Shem u'tiferet v'lichila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu b'necha ki hi mikol ha'beracha perosh b'keter Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi ori. Uri, shedaberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Oi v'shalom until it's Kabbalah. Come b'simcha ובצהלה. תוך אמוני הסגולה. בואי חלום, בואי חלום. דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
And friends, we are so blessed to have a real life bride and groom here in our sanctuary with us. So Raquel Rosner and Rob Levy, we would like to invite you to join us in front of the ark. We ask that everyone remain standing. How beautiful it is to see the two of you here and to for all of us to stand with the two of you. Raquel and Rob, just next Sunday, a week from this Sunday, we will stand together under the chuppah, and Cantor Man will be there with us as well, as the two of you formally join your lives together in marriage. Every Jewish couple that gets married is in some way like the very first Jewish couple, Abraham and Sarah, who are commanded by God to go out into the world and be a blessing. What does it mean to be a blessing? It means to have a home full of tranquility, a place of peace amidst the madness and chaos that sometimes engulfs us. It means to live a love that is inspiring to others. And it means to create a Jewish home that's full of the joy and beauty of our heritage. So, Misha berach avotenu v'imotenu Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, hu yivarech et hechatan v'et hakala. May God, who blessed the men and women, the people of Israel in every generation, bless this bride and this groom. And source of laughter and gladness, may your presence accompany these loving companions, and may you pour out over them, God, growth, health, devotion, laughter, understanding, and of course, love. May their hearts open to one another. May their hands open to family and friends, and to our people, Israel, and all humanity. Amen. Amen. We offer you this blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha ken yehi ratzon. May it be so. Ken yehi ratzon. Ken yehi ratzon. Ken yehi ratzon. Ken yehi ratzon. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom. כן יהי רצון.
We remain standing and turn to page 146 for Baruch. You may be seated. Please join with me in the middle of page 148 in English. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'Aravim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meyodecha ve'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta b'ham ve'shivtecha beveitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochvecha uv'kumecha uk'shartam lehot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn to Michamocha, our Song of Freedom, page 158. On page 161 at the top, you'll find a version of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu is our prayer praying for shelter. But more than that, it's praying to make sure all of us feel love, understanding, peace, and friendship. And although our physical storms are thankfully not close by, we know that there are so many storms in many of our lives. And so we pray for shelter for all of them.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We turn now to our Amidah as I invite you to rise in body or spirit, page 164. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Mekone Hakol Mezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imachot Umevi Geula Livnei Bneihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים מחסד, מחיי הכל ורחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומתון להלך, מלך ממית מחיה ומצמיח ישועה. נאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהלוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
A few moments now for our own personal reflection and meditation. I'll invite you to have a seat for a moment and just for a minute to put your books down and just to put your palms out open like this and just to take a deep breath in like this. And then exhaling. And then inhaling. And exhaling. Once more like that. Inhaling. Exhaling. We'll continue with personal reflection. Page 180. Adonai tzuri v'goli lefanecha. Adonai tzuri v'goli. Adonai tzuri v'goli. We're happy now to invite forward little baby Abigail. And we'll invite you, Abigail, to bring your parents with you too. Elizabeth and William, come on up and join us. Big brother Jack is coming too.
And we'll invite everyone to rise in body or in spirit.
Little Abigail, we feel so grateful at the miracle of you. At the miracle of you coming into the world. Later this weekend, we will officially give you your Hebrew name. And this moment tonight is about celebrating your arrival and your family with our whole extended Temple Israel community. We feel pride and joy at welcoming you into the Brit, the covenant between God and the Jewish people. And we ask God to grant your parents, Elizabeth and William, wisdom, patience, and devotion so that they may raise you, Abigail, to live in accordance with the Torah. In this synagogue and in the presence of this sacred community, we welcome you with the name of Abigail. May your name, Abigail bat Elisheva Vezev, accompany you through your life's journey. And may you always feel the loving embrace of your family and community, both those with us in the sanctuary tonight and those on the live stream and those present in spirit only. Abigail, I'd like to offer you our tradition's most ancient blessing. I'm going to hand this to you. I'm going to see if you'll let me hold you. Hi, sweetie. May the Holy One, the one who blessed your parents, bless you and protect you all your days. Ken yehi ratzon, Ken yehi ratzon. May you feel the spark shining from within you. May you feel the warmth of holy light. Ken yehi ratzon, Ken yehi ratzon. May you be embraced in love and understanding. And may you be blessed with peace, peace, peace.
ken yehi ratzon.
You may be seated. Sometimes after moments as precious as that of family and joy and love, we're thinking of those in our families who are in need of some extra healing, in our community, our friends, and our loved ones who need some extra support, some extra love, and some extra thoughts for healing at this moment. If there is someone you're thinking of as we turn to the words of Misha Berach, who is in need of healing of mind or body or spirit, and you would like to say their name out loud so we can hold that name together as one community, please do so now. As a temple community this evening, we're thinking of Adrian Beckman, Gerald Backman, Mary Wheeler Braun, John Burns, Alex Carr, Al Delardy, Frida Easton, Steve Elliott, Beth Field, Sue Flom, Fred Friedman, Louise Friedman, Maurice Friedman, Jackie Fuchs, Roy Fuchs, Lanny Gans, Sandra Halperin, Jeff Helfand, Cal Katz, Richard Lieberfarb, Francis Mand, Sheldon Manspieser, Robbie Regano, Marcia Silber, Stan Stern, Jill Stewart, Nancy Vega, Karen Weiner, and Moshe Yaakov Ben Yocheved. For those names we've said out loud and those we hold in our hearts, this prayer, Misha Berach, is for them all. Page 371.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Those in need of healing with refuah shlema of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Our tradition tells a story of two brothers who lived long ago. They lived on opposite sides of a particular mountain. They each were wheat farmers. And one year they each happened to be so fortunate that at the harvest time, they reaped way more wheat than they could possibly use, each of them themselves. But they didn't know what had happened to their brother on the other side of the mountain. Each of them thought, well, I've had plenty of rain and also plenty of sunshine, and I have such abundance, but I'm worried about my brother on the other side. And so it just so happens that on the very same night, they each decided to load up an ox cart with some of their harvest and proceed, beginning the journey up the mountain. You see, they wanted to gift some of their abundance to their brother, each of them, but they wanted to do it under the cover of darkness so as not to embarrass the other. And just about midnight, each of them got up to the peak of the mountain, and guess what happened? They ran into one another. there under the cover of darkness on the peak of that mountain. And as our tradition would have it, that mountain, that exact spot where the two brothers met one another, that was the spot where God decided the temple should be built. An act of love between siblings results in the creation of God's house. Our tradition tells a very different story about when that temple, the one and only temple that stood 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, was destroyed. It tells the story of two guys who kind of thought they were friends. One of them throws a party, doesn't invite the other, and the second man goes around saying all sorts of terrible things about this guy who he thought was his friend, but who snubbed him and didn't invite him to the party. He was spreading pointless hatred, our tradition calls it, sinat chinam, pointless hatred amongst the Jewish people. And for that reason, according to our rabbis, God decided that the Romans should destroy that temple that was built out of love. This coming week, we will observe Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of the Hebrew month of Av, which is the day that we memorialize and remember the destruction of the temple. It's the day, in theory, in which that event took place. And today, we can take Tisha B'Av, we can think about Tisha B'Av as a warning of the destructiveness, perhaps even the self-destructiveness of pointless hatred. We live in an era when many of us, in fact, believe that the main issue of our day is that we cannot talk with people with whom we disagree. There's no common ground. Worse, there's no respect. We've each experienced this personally, with friends or with family. And we've experienced this publicly. In a way, this week we have experienced this publicly in a particular manner that hits close to home. Many of us know that the president of the state of Israel, Isaac Herzog, was invited to speak before Congress. Now, the president of the state of Israel is not exactly the head of state. It's an appointed position, but yet, it's a really important position. And in the absence of the prime minister, who's still recovering from a little bout in the hospital earlier this week, he's basically the top representative of the state of Israel to come to speak in the halls of Congress. And in reaction to his invitation, a number of members of Congress said, "I'm not going. I'm boycotting this speech by the official representative of the state of Israel." Now, I certainly understand that there are many who don't like the policies or the people of the current government of the state of Israel. Maybe some of us feel ideologically opposed to the individuals serving in it. Maybe we believe that the policies that it's trying to enact are dangerous to democracy. I have said both from this very bima in recent months. But I would suggest that a member of Congress who threatens to boycott a speech by the president of the state of Israel is a current day example of sinat chinam, pointless hatred. And we should think about the times, or the times and the situations in which we ourselves may be guilty of that particular sin, of sinat chinam, pointless hatred. Sinat chinam, or pointless hatred, is to refuse to talk to someone with whom we disagree. It is to disengage. It is to demonize. And it is to delegitimize, which is what I believe some of these members of Congress were aiming to do to not just the president, but the entire Jewish state. As a counterexample, what's an example of productive disagreement? Well, we've seen it recently from the President of the United States, who offered a strong opposing opinion about the government of the State of Israel, the current government, and its policies, but did not delegitimize it, did not refuse to interact with it, did not disengage from it. We've also seen a good example from the Prime Minister of the State of Israel, Bibi Netanyahu, who even after months of protest against his government by his own citizens has said, I praise the protesters. They're obeying the law. They're exercising their right. They are peaceful. They haven't destroyed anything. Here we have examples of human beings who disagree strongly. The protesters against the prime minister, the president of the United States against the current government of the State of Israel, but yet who offer reasonable critique, as opposed to sinat chinam, pointless hatred. There is a boundary between the two, legitimate critique and pointless hatred. Crossing that boundary, our tradition teaches, can lead to destruction, perhaps even self-destructiveness. And so, may we always stay on the correct side of that careful, thin line. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be so.
Yitkara v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Every service in Judaism concludes with memory. We remember those who have passed away and who are no longer with us. We want to acknowledge the passing of Stuart Greenfield, who will be buried and have his funeral on Sunday. If you are observing Shiva or Shloshim the first 7 or 30 days after a loss, and you'd like to share the name of your loved one aloud, we invite you to do so at this time. As a Temple Israel community, we are observing Shiva and Shloshim following the passing of Jerry Minsky, husband of Lynn, father of Greg and Jeff, brother of Arlene, Zichrona Livracha, grandfather of Jack, Maddie and Sadie, uncle of Richard and Sam, Daniel and Pam, and great uncle of Tankun. Robert Perlis, husband of Ruth Ann, father of Stephen and Jolie, Leora and Eric, stepfather of Jody and Paul, Melissa and Dawn, and Lorraine and Gary, grandfather of Nessia, Claire, Alec, Molly Ann, and Illa. Chong Cho, father of Alex and Mark, Hayan and Ed, Jan and Tom, and Robert and Jenny, grandfather of Jacob, Theo, Joanna, Julia, Jamie, Lucas, Jackson, Scout, and Remy. And Martin H. Flock, husband of Gladys, father of Jeffrey and Yvette, Greg and Linda, Neil and Robin, Lisa and Charles, grandfather of Cassandra, Justin, Sydney, Jake, Brandon, Stephanie, Jared, Courtney, Brittany, Kyle, Samuel, Zachary, Brooke, great-grandfather of Elijah and Benjamin. If you're observing a Yurtzeit this evening, the anniversary of a loss, and would like to share a name out loud, we invite you to do so at this time. As a Temple Israel community, we are observing the Yurtzeit of the following members: Benjamin Robert Bader, Jason Cohen, Saul Easton, Minnie Fass, Valbean Guttmacher, Leo Hammer, Philip Lipton, Esther Lubachinski, Anne Margolis, Irving Marmer, Dorothy Miner, Peter Schwartz, Max Sperling, Marion Ullman Sugenheimer, David Jacob Swede, Norman Zeidman, Carolyn Zuckerman Knipe. If you are joining us via the live stream and have a name to share, we invite you to do so by typing the name into the comments or saying the name out loud wherever you are. We invite those in the period of a Shiva or Shoshim to rise in body or in spirit and remain standing. We'll ask any of those observing a Yahrzeit to rise in body or spirit and remain standing. We turn to page 598 and rise in body or in spirit and join in the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agalav v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitfa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom mimromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu If we were at the beach, we would invite our pre-b'nai mitzvah kids up. So I'm going to invite anyone who's pre-b'nai mitzvah to come on up and join us for Kiddush and Motzi. Olivia, see you. And Maya.
Team, we invite you to join us up here.
Jordan. Come on up. Kiddush
Everyone
can be
else, we're
found
on page
on
123.
Yes.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu bacharta Be'otanu kidashta Mikol ha'amim Beshabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat lechayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech
Olam
motzi lechem min haaretz te'avon
יעלו שדי, וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי. איי 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 איי, יעלו שדי, וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי. איי 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 איי, אז ירננו כל עצי, אז ירננו כל עצי, אז ירננו כל עצי, אז ירננו כל עצי, יעלו שדי, וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי. איי 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 איי, יעלו שדי, וכל אשר בו יעלו שדי. איי 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 איי.
Shabbat Shalom.